welcome to today's On This Day in Tudor History with me, Claire Ridgway, author of On This Day in Tudor History. Now today I'm taking you back to the reign of Queen Mary I, for on this day in Tudor history, the 10th of November 1556, English explorer and navigator Richard Chancellor was killed. Chancellor was drowned after saving the Russian ambassador Osip Napeia when their ship, the Edward Bonaventure, was wrecked in Pitsligo Bay, just off the Aberdeenshire coast. Chancellor is known as being the first foreigner to enter the White Sea and to establish relations with Russia. I'll give you a link to my talk on the search for the Northeast Passage, a voyage led by Chancellor Sebastian Cabot and Sir Hugh Willoughby in 1553. But today I just wanted to give you a few facts about Richard Chancellor and his sad end. We don't know anything about Chancellor's birth or even his family, but his contemporary Clement Adams recorded that he was brought up in the household of Sir Henry Sidney. In 1550, Chancellor sailed on a voyage organised by Sebastian Cabot to the Levant as an apprentice pilot under Roger Bodenham. It was a voyage designed to give English mariners more experience. It certainly helped train Chancellor for his 1553 voyage. In 1553, Chancellor was appointed Pilot General of a voyage to find a Northeast Passage to help the trade of English cloth to the Far East. He was also appointed as captain of the 160-ton Edward Bonaventure, the largest of the 3 ships sent. As I explained in my talk on the 10th of May, this voyage, which Chancellor undertook with Cabot and Willoughby, failed in its aim of finding a Northeast Passage to the Far East, but instead, in the winter of 1553-1554, Chancellor was able to come to a very beneficial trade agreement with Tsar Ivan IV of Russia, Ivan the Terrible. Chancellor returned to England in 1554 and was able to give his friend Clement Adams lots of information on Russia. He then commanded a voyage for the newly founded Russia Company, or Muscovy Company, which left in May 1555 to take letters of privilege and merchants' factors to Ivan. 2 ships, the Philip and Mary and the Edward Bonaventure, were sent. Chancellor spent the winter of 1555 at Ivan's court at Moscow, and then in July 1556 set off from St. Nicholas with his 2 original ships, along with the Bona Esperanza and Bona Confidencia from the original 1553 voyage, which had been discovered with Willoughby and his crew, who'd sadly frozen and starved to death. They sailed with rich cargo and also an embassy from Ivan. Unfortunately, the Bona Esperanza and Bona Confidencia were both lost in bad weather off the coast of Norway. And then Chancellor's ship, the Edward Bonaventure, which was also carrying the Russian ambassador, was caught in a storm and was wrecked in Pitsligo Bay, just off the Aberdeenshire coast of Scotland, on this day in 1556. According to the Russian ambassador, Chancellor saved him and his entourage using the ship's boat, but Chancellor himself sadly drowned. Now, we don't know who Chancellor's wife was, but Chancellor had 2 sons, one of whom, Nicholas, spent several years working for the Muscovy Company in Russia before serving as a purser in navigator Martin Frobisher's 3 voyages in the late 1570s and Edward Fenton's 1582 voyage, and as a merchant in a 1580 voyage. Nicholas died of a fever in Sierra Leone in September 1582. Chancellor recorded his observations of Russia, including its topography, along with an account of his first meeting with Ivan IV and details on the Russian court, in his Book of the Great and Mighty Emperor of Russia. His drowning seems such a sad end to quite an exciting life, doesn't it? Tomorrow, I'll be talking about a French admiral's visit to England, how it had George Boleyn, brother of Queen Anne Boleyn, tearing his hair out, and how and why the admiral snubbed Queen Anne Boleyn. Do make sure you're subscribed. You can click just there. and that you've hit the bell to be notified so that you don't miss out on that video. Also on this day in Tudor history, the 10th of November 1536, some say 1537, Sir Henry Wyatt of Allington Castle, politician, courtier, privy councillor, and father of poet Sir Thomas Wyatt the Elder, died. Sir Henry Wyatt was an important man, but rather than tell you about his career, in last year's video I shared two interesting stories concerning this Tudor man and cats, pigeons, and a lion. Now you'll find the link that I mentioned, the video for the Northeast Passage, in the description, and you'll find a link to last year's On This Day in Tudor History video also in the description. Thank you for joining me. Do give me a like if you've enjoyed this, and feel free to leave a comment. I'll be back tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.